Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7L today. Got some more summoning for you guys. This time around, we're going to be summoning for Schniel, and he is going to be a fantastic one-to-one DDR counter, true counter to Venoms and Poison, but Venoms especially because of their prominence in the meta. But yeah, let's go ahead and see if we can actually pull him though. We do have quite a few bookmarks from when I was refreshing shop before for Mystics for Harsetti. But yeah, hopefully we can get him quick, and I would like a copy of his artifact too. I think it is a pretty interesting artifact as well. Getting a couple Soul Weavers though. They're kind of teasing us here. 2 4-star Soul Weavers, but his artifact here actually, the homage to Tarman. This is actually pretty cool because if you get attacked with the if you get attacked for more than 25% of your health, you get a barrier for 2 turns, and it scales with his max health, right? And Schniel actually has a passive that increases his base health. Oh shoot, guys, here we go. Please. If you give me the artifact first, I'll actually be really happy. So I don't have to buy it with powders. Come on now. Do a little skipperoo. What are we gonna get? Is it the artifact, guys? Artifact? Please? Nice. Ooh, because if you guys didn't know, there's a 50-50 chance to not get the rate up artifact. That is beautiful. Okay, just as we were talking about it, right? One thing I am curious about is whether or not if a unit sustains more than 25% of their max health as damage, and it's from an AoE hit, like let's say all of your units get hit, right? Do you actually get a barrier on all of your units? That's what I want to figure out. But if you guys know, let me know in the comments down below, right? If you've tested it already. But yeah, let's see what we get from this. Got a couple of 4 stars, not bad. Still want Schniel himself. If we get him, I'm gonna try to build him. Oh, come on. Come on, get him right here, guys. Get him right here. Because then we can actually take him for a spin. I want to test him out in Guild Wars and also in Arena. I'll test him out in like relevant settings. I'm not just gonna force him through an entire round of Guild Wars. But oh, is it an artifact? It is. Another copy. Not bad. I might keep them separate for now until I figure out whether or not they're better separated or together. Oh my god, guys, wait a minute, hang on. Is our luck with summoning finally taking a turn for the better here? Alright, got Dust Devil, come on, 5-star Schniel. Let's get a Schniel here. Let's do it. Oh, guys. I'm a happy camper. I'm a happy camper. Very, very nice. Beautiful design. He has a great pose as well. I like how there's that little tiny charm just floating there. That's all he has going for him. Okay, got another 4-star. Wow, we've been getting some pretty good rates on this banner. And you know what? I'm very much happy with it. So, let's take him out for a spin. So before we jump into the showcase portion of the video, here is his build. Currently running Schniel on Celestine for some extra healing on his S1, and he's on a speed resist build right here. About 150 resistance. Here's a substat on his gear. His resistance here isn't super high. You don't really want to be incredibly resistant to everything, especially because, you know, you do want to get hit by Venoms and Poison sometime. So, you know, maybe not having too much resist against DDR is pretty good. But most DDRs are built with like 150 effectiveness anyway, so this amount of resist doesn't matter. This is mostly against like random DPS units where you're not going to get hit by some random debuffs here and there, right? Keeps him nice and healthy. The health and defense also pretty decent, 22k health, definitely made possible by his 10% bonus HP from his passive, and the defense just makes him pretty resilient. As long as he stays on the field, he's going to be doing his job. So anyway, jumping into this first showcase here, we're going to be taking a look at a Guild War example. I know, really rare on this channel for a Guild War to show up in a showcase, but this guy actually has DDR on defense team. So we're going to go ahead and fight him here. He also has Blood Moon Haste and Laya. I'm going to show you the rest of the stats of my units. Because he has Blood Moon Haste and Laya, Laya, we're going to be bringing in Empyrean Ilanov, who's going to help with the defense penetration resistance that's on her. This is not her final build. I'm still in the works of trying to figure out the best piece of gear to put on her, but my Alencia, definitely very proud of her. 225 speed on injury, nothing to laugh at there. We also have for the second team, ML Politis, A Tywin, and BBK. Might as well show you guys the whole war here for this portion, and we'll jump in. We're not going to do all 3 Guild War battles. This is the only DDR fight that I had, but we're going to be jumping into some arena showcases. Hopefully we can see some DDRs and stuff there. I really just want to fight against Poison and Venom users, although I would like to test him out with like Laya and LRK, see if we can reduce his cooldown enough to be able to spam his S3 in a normal match. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump into it with the first match here against this DDR. Okay, so, ooh, DDR does go first. I like this. It's a pretty tanky DDR. Okay, 19k health. Do have to keep that in mind, but look at this, look at this. The Venom's asleep. Does not matter. Doesn't even matter if we got put to sleep, right? He still activates. Schniel still activates there. Beautiful stuff. Laya gets to push up the team. It's fine. Blood Moon Haze comes in with an S3. It's all good. Alright, Ilanov is, look at that, defense penetration resistance, we're fine. That Venom didn't get cleansed because Schniel actually doesn't get to cleanse twice in a turn. It's only once, so do keep that in mind. I will go, ooh, should I go for an S3? I think I might go for an S3 here. Let's get a defense buff for the team. That'd be kind of nice. I could have S1 and just gotten some injury on people, but I think this is fine. Schniel will go, and what happens is every time he gets, he does his S2, it actually resets the cooldown of his S3. Now, this is still my first S3 here, so he will do 4,000 fixed damage onto everyone. Not bad, right? Look at that, not bad. 4,000 fixed damage onto, like, a squishy unit's like half their health, sometimes even more so if they're on Torrent set. So pretty nifty. We're gonna go ahead and injury down the, Blood Moon Haze already kind of did his stuff. Let's go ahead and injury down the Laya. And I'm hoping that this DDR, when he comes back around, he's going to hit the Ilanov. My Ilanov doesn't have any resist or anything, so please, look at this, look at this. Schniel's gonna proc once again. Beautiful stuff. Resetting his S3, by the way. So while this Blood Moon Haze is trying to heal up desperately for his team, we will be able to come in and deal some pretty good damage. Gonna go ahead and attack the Laya here, get max injury on her, so she won't be able to deal much damage to us. And now watch this, we can go for the S3 here. Schniel's Soul Burn is to actually cleanse the debuff off of every teammate, which is actually not bad for 10 souls. Kind of like a worse version of Elena's. Oh man, look at that. Laya going down immediately there. Feels good. There's really no reason to kill DDR ever when you have Schniel, because look, oh, well, oh, there's the Venoms. Okay, there you go. I was gonna say, he only put sleep on that first time. But yeah, look, we reset again. Look at this. So punishing against sleep and, or sorry, not sleep, but Venoms and Poisons, right? Got the Poison Master over here. Look at that damage. It is absolutely beautiful. And with that, I mean, I hardly need the DPS unit on my side. I take that back. This Blood Moon Haste still trying to hang on for dear life here. We should be able to kill without a Soul Burn. There you go. Beautiful stuff. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I mean, Schniel, the first time he's doing his S1, I actually don't know if I really want him on Celestine anymore. But look at that. Look at that. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. And the immunity prevents the DDR from taking extra turns just like that and then putting Venoms. Because again, you can only cleanse once a turn anyway. So repeated like applications of Venom would still work. You just have to be weary of that. Yeah, Schniel with his debut here, looking pretty nice. Gonna give you guys a little bonus treat here. We are pretty fast here on our team, so let's just go ahead and finish off this round. And then we'll jump back to using Schniel in arena. Go ahead and kill off the ML Politis. ML Luna comes in, look at that. Watcher Shuri on Sashay allows me to push up everybody. Watcher gets to take the turn. Hopefully before I time it, we're going to go ahead and seal. There you go. Now that the BBK cannot buff, she's sealed, we should be able to just finish her off. No immortality, nothing like that. Oh! Never mind, guys. Never mind. I take that back. Oh my god, we're dead. Skill effect nullifier still, actually, you know what? ML Luna saving the day here. ML Luna saving the day. Oh boy, that would have been so bad. Alright, good stuff, good stuff. We still got this. Last piece Corinne defense broken, but that's not gonna matter. There we go. We'll be able to come in here. Let's go ahead and S1. I was gonna soul burn that too, but it's okay. We had Neon Phantom Sword or whatever, so we dealt extra damage. But yeah, anyway, let's go ahead and continue our showcase in Arena. Alright guys, so jumping into our arena showcases here, where hopefully we'll be able to dig around and find some DDR defense teams, or at least defense teams that carry some venom and poison. We're going to be bringing Schniel into this DDR team here, and we're definitely not going to quick match this, because you need to see how it actually plays out. We're going to bring Solitaria in because there's a Flan, and Hua-Young is going to be the primary damage dealer here. Yolva's going to be quite interesting, because she does have Reflect in her kit, and so that way she'll actually be able to deal quite a bit of damage to things like LRK and Flan when they hit us with AoEs. So we're going to let DDR kind of just do his thing, and Schniel, again, of course, is going to be dealing a ton of damage as well. I'm going to go ahead and actually stun the Ruel. If we can kill Ruel fast and early, that will be fantastic for us. Then she can't revive, right? So my Solitaria has a ton of effectiveness. This DDR, though, is Potion Vial, kind of nullifying the entire purpose here. So, yeah. It's okay, because we're nullifying his entire existence as well. Now, Schniel, we'll be able to S3, and that S3, it's an AoE, so he, unfortunately, LRK is going to get a barrier into us, but that's okay. Flan is going to go for an S3 here, probably going to go into Schniel. Yeah, there you go. So he is built pretty tanky. Right, there you go. He is gonna survive, and and then what's her face? Ruel's gonna attack, but that's all good. Let's go for an S3 here, so that we can deal some damage. Right, his fixed 4K damage is pretty nice. There you go. And now Hua-Young gets to go. So that fixed 4K damage, you notice that the barrier didn't actually go away from the Flan. The one downside to it is that you do have to hit them, I believe, for the extra damage to come out. Whereas his S3, there it is. A successful attack inflicts the 4K fixed damage. So they've always kind of tacked this on to a lot of extra damage skills. The only ones that don't have that restriction kind of on them are things like Rocket Punch Gauntlet and what is it called? 3F, right? Artifacts. So anyway, let's go ahead and use the Hua-Young's one-shot the Ruel. She is going to revive. She's going to revive. That is kind of part of her kit now. So let's just kind of smack her around just a little bit here. Schniel will actually be able to S1 and heal a little, since we are on Celestine. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Now, unfortunately, DDR actually ends up going for an immunity unit, so that kind of a downside there. But that's the AI attacking a light unit. Solitaria just didn't get to turn cycle out of that immunity, which is a little unfortunate. It's okay, though. Let's go ahead and attack the Flan, see if we can kind of strip some buffs. Doesn't look like we're going to get lucky here. A little unfortunate. But Schniel is going to be the target of a lot of damage right now. Hopefully, we're not on Aureus right now, but hopefully Yolha will be able to soak up some of that damage. Oh, there you go, look at that. So we get the proc once more. And the reason why we got the proc here is because Flan had the Pestilence buff, right? So we're going to hopefully kill this Flan before she can do too much damage to us. Ruel's going to heal her, give her the damage limit buff. That's a little unfortunate. Alright, so we do have the S3 once again. I should consider switching him off of Celestine, honestly. The Celestine for the heal is kind of cool, but he rarely ever S1s, I feel. I feel like if you're using him in a proper team like this, you're never going to really get that opportunity. But let's try to kind of control this Flan before she ends up actually killing my units here. Okay, got stuns going on, that's fantastic. We'll never be able to hit with Yolha. Earth units can never hit Flan, even if she doesn't have any focus. So I am just going to go for an S1 here. Get some healing, very nice. The Celestine should be enough to keep us alive. Yeah, there you go, pretty good. And look at that, Venom's getting applied once more, because that Pestilence, and we get to keep cleansing. It is so huge, right? We just gotta make sure we never actually kill this DDR. I can go for a Soul Burn. Do I go for a Soul Burn? I believe a successful attack, yeah, so I'm just gonna go for an S1. Yeah, we missed there. So the extra damage is actually coming from the Uberius' Tooth, which is fantastic. It's a great artifact for Hua-Young. I know most people kind of put it on Amiki, but yeah, matches like this will kind of go on for a little bit, obviously, but you see how he works, right? He's just gonna keep churning out the damage with his S3. I hope he can turn cycle around once more. See if we can actually do this here. I'm going to provoke the DDR. Or not. He's just going to resist. Schniel can go once more here. Let's go for an S3. Yeah, you just gotta be careful of him, like, dying, obviously. If he dies, then DDR gets full reign over everything. But there you go, look, now the fixed damage is ramped up to the point where we actually killed the unit we want to keep alive. So DDR is dead. We'll just hopefully be able to kill the Flan here. So, get some debuffs, come on. It's decent. With the blind, I'm hoping she misses. Never gonna happen, not on my watch. Oh yeah, but look at that. Again, Schniel coming in. So the Venoms never get detonated. You're gonna notice the Pestilence, right? The damage never gets detonated. It's fantastic. He is gonna end up dying here, which is unfortunate. Actually, Hua Yang dies here too. Oh no, Ruel gets to revive. Oh no, now we're in trouble. We kind of dragged this out for a little too long. I should have brought more damage dealers. I kind of played this as tanking down a little bit too much. Let's see if I can strip that invincibility. If I can, it would be great. There you go. Because now what I can do is I can Soul Run the Yolha. Yolha should be able to come in and kill this DDR. Now that we don't have Schniel anymore on our side, we're definitely going to have to kill him here. Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. And with the reflect damage here, I'm hoping that we actually end up killing. See how much reflect damage comes into the Flans. Now it's Yolha showcase, right? Oh, no, she actually didn't deal that much damage. That's unfortunate. Okay, this Ruel is now getting a little bit out of hand. So let's try to finish her off. We'll fast forward here to the end so you can see the end result. Alright, so here we go. LRK coming in with his last little S3, and yeah, that reflect damage is going to end up finishing him off. That was a close one, but hopefully I did get to demonstrate how insane Schniel's turn cycling is and how much damage he can actually put out. My team here wasn't an ideal team, honestly, going into this. Should have probably just foregone the Solitaria, or the Yolha, honestly, and then just gone more aggressive with some damage dealers. But off to the next match. Alright guys, so I ended up using 30 arena refreshes, which ended up being pretty expensive in terms of gold, but that's the maximum amount of refreshes that you can do per day, and there's no other DDR teams that I've come across. So, that brings me to one of the last points here, is that Schniel really is gonna have this kind of a Holiday Yufine effect. For those of you guys who are playing Epic 7, when Holiday Yufine was first released, she was released as a Basar counter. Basar was literally everywhere, most dominant unit in the meta by far. I know, hard to imagine nowadays, right? Now, the issue there was that Basars just disappeared. Disappeared from teams everywhere, right? Disappeared from arena defenses, disappeared from Guild War defenses, and people stopped drafting him in RTA, which is pretty funny because then Holiday Yufine basically never saw any play. That ended up being the case. So yeah, that's what's probably gonna end up happening here. At least for like Schniel. Oh, we almost died there with Alaya. I actually didn't need her to take a turn and cleanse. Decided to be funny and bring a whole Earth team here, just to see how well a typical kind of quote-unquote standard team would do into you know, this kind of a quote-unquote standard team here. And looks like it's not necessarily going to do all too well. Schniel is going to be quite interesting. Oh man, we're getting resisted by everybody here. Okay, well down goes the Laya. It's fine. It's not fine. Oh my god. Well, actually, Landy almost killed herself with that, so that's pretty cool. We can go for an S3 here. Now, the cool thing about Schniel is that you can actually do a bit of damage with this S3. I should have probably S3'd at the start of the match, but it's fine. Look at that. A decent chunk of AoE damage there. It's not the best thing ever. However, I'll take it, right? Landy is gonna die, so let's just finish her off here so that we are okay, nice and healthy. Yolha still hasn't S3'd yet. Now, Schniel has the thing where if you S1, you kind of cleanse the debuff, and I do have him on Celestine, which is kind of nice sometimes. But the issue with him is that with his S1, you're better off kind of running Elena. If you're just trying to kind of heal, sustain the team, and cleanse, you're better off running something like Elena. Great unit, fantastic. Maybe not as bulky as Schniel would be, but you can build her slower and just bulkier instead of faster and as an anti-cleave unit. But yeah, in general, he's a very subpar Soul Weaver outside of fighting poisons and venoms. The only units who really put venoms are like Earth Sharoon and I would say like DDR, but I mean obviously. So besides those two, there's really no one else. And then when it comes to poisons are not a very common PvP debuff. Right? Spectre Tenebria is the only relevant potential one that comes to mind, and even then she's not very meta at all right now. So you're not going to see many chances to, you know, use him in things like Arena and in things like Guild Wars, because in Guild Wars and Arena, it's really rare to find people put DDR and especially things like Earth Sharoon and stuff around. So if you're building him for a standard team, probably just build him on counter. I mean, on counter he can at least cleanse a debuff every time, but then again, Elena on counter is also really good. I'd say he's pretty subpar in general. In a normal team, you kind of need to be facing... you kind of have to have him in his niche, right? Against venoms or poisons to work effectively. Alright guys, we're going to take him out for one last spin, because again, it's going to be really hard to find specific counters for Schniel to be able to be useful against in this current state of the game, but we are going to kind of use him with 3F and Rocket Punch Gauntlet. I have Rocket Punch on Karina, 3F on my Albedo, and you could also be using other splash damage units, things like Rimuru, for example, or Hua Young, like in that first match we showcased on Yubir's Tooth. Those are great ways to do splash damage, and Schniel kind of fits in with those splash damage types of archetypes of units, right, with his S3. So we're going to try to take on this Spirit Azalea. This actually has a double Reviver team comp with a Karina of their own and Alaya. Blood Moon Haste can be very annoying, so we have Empyrean Ilanov to kind of round out our team, prevent that defense penetration from really eating through everybody here. So things with Spirit Iceline and with stuff like Karina protecting her, you have to be careful not to take her below half health too fast, right? But the good thing is Spirit Iceline, she usually doesn't have that much health. 9,000 health here. Schniel does 4,000 fixed damage, and every time he uses it, it ramps up even more. So in like battles of attrition, so matches that last longer and you have more chances to just use Schniel's skills, then it is actually going to be pretty decent. You actually increase defense of everyone for 2 turns too, which is, again, not bad. That would give, you know, in this case, Karina gets a defense buff. It's pretty good for defense scaling. I just don't think, you know, he doesn't have anything that goes with his S3. He doesn't have any cleansing that goes with his S3. He doesn't have any additional effects and benefits that he gets. So it is just a little bit weird to work with. But let's go for the S3 here with Empyrean Ilanov. Right, if he had additional things on his S3 that made him a bit more proactive, if he healed the team, if he gave a defense buff and a barrier or something like that, would be kind of cool. But yeah, as he stands right now, you could honestly figure out some way to kind of turn cycle him a little bit more in a standard team without, like, you know, using him against DDR and such. It's just not really worth it in my opinion. So if you're not a huge RTA player and you don't need someone to kind of round out your drafts, you could honestly skip him. Unless, of course, he's like a husbando to you and you want him, in which case, by all means, go for it. I'm going to save my S3, actually. Just go for an S1 here. Ooh, we got defense buff strip. That is not good. I was trying to finish off this this guy right here because we have an S3, right? Indomitable buff plus a defense buff means Karina is going to do a ton of damage. It's going to be great. If we defense break, oh, we don't defense break, but look at Celine, look at that damage that she took. It's not bad, right? It's not bad. Okay, Schniel is gonna go again. Let's go ahead and just attack this Blood Moon Haste. Yeah, some healing with the Celestine, not terrible. He's got a barrier with the Karina. It's fine. I was trying to avoid proccing it, but let's go ahead and kill the Blood Moon Haste. Spirit Celine will get a stack here. Yep, and she will be able to S3 pretty soon, but we have things like, you know, Albedo and Karina, who can easily whittle down this Spirit Celine. Ooh, she's a Dust Devil. Just gonna hit again, but look at that damage. Look at that damage. Beautiful stuff. We'll go ahead and just attack the Laya for right now, because Spirit Celine's pretty far back. No need to hit her right now. Does Laya have her? She does have a dual attack, so I'm gonna kill the Celine now, just to make sure that this Laya doesn't dual attack with the Celine and have her heal up. She can proc another Dust Devil or something, and it'll be pretty bad for us. And now the rest is history. But again, look, Schniel doesn't do anything in these types of matches. Maybe the defense buff, you can argue, did something. If you're going Celestine, honestly go like counter Celestine. Again, it's probably better. And you don't have to build him really fast too. He's not a unit that necessarily needs the speed. As long as he exists, you just need good enough gear for him to counter DDR. But the only thing that's really going to change, I feel, is like in the RTA meta, you're going to have units like DDR, instead of becoming like a first 2 pick, like first pick or second pick, he's going to be a last 2 pick, right? Fourth pick or fifth pick, which means you can't ban protect Schniel if you don't want to proactively pick him. He's not going to do much. But with that being said though, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.